This is our junk room at RC Boat Bitz. I'm going to be changing this room, paint the wall and put a bench across there and whatnot to do my videos rather than doing it at the back of the shed where I've done them for years. Just the middle of winter here now. It's just so crappy to be outside, you know, doing videos, so I haven't really done any for a while. But this room is basically our overstock room. And we had racking in the middle here, and it was mainly housing these things which I sell kind of on the side. These are called gibbets, little decorations for crocs, you know, those croc things. There's some more there, there's some more there, there's some more there, there's some more there. So we needed that shelving for more stock that we've got in the warehouse, so that's why everything's on the floor now. But it's also, this is the overstock room for boat bits stuff. They're TP motors that we don't have room for inside. They're triple S motors that we don't have room for inside. These things here are a nightmare to keep. These are all, you know, battery trays and stuff like that. They just don't fit in a thing like, you know, this sort of thing here. They don't fit in that stuff how we normally carry our stock in. This is just stuff that rudders and stuff like that we just probably haven't even got around to listing. We are a bit messy. Got some kits here. These boxes of, what's that, TR? That's M41 kits. Purple, just stuff we got overstock in the warehouse, but we just don't have room for it. So I'm going to clear all this stuff out. Well, some of it, do my best anyway, and yeah, make it our video room. More overstock here. Collets. What are they, water fittings? After this stuff, we run out inside and we forget that we've got this room out here, and then we just reorder them. So every time you run out of something, this really should come out here, but oh well, it's better to have more stock than not enough, I suppose, isn't it? There's a rudder one there. Mounts. More coolers. They're gibbets we haven't opened from years ago. Gibbets we haven't opened from years ago. Gibbets we haven't opened from years ago. What's Brock keeping here? Coolers. Yeah, I don't know what half of it is these days. Cables. So, you know, we do the 316, the normal cables there. So we do keep a lot of stock here, but we don't organise it that well. Anyway, get back to the video that I was about to make. I wish I was doing it in here, especially for the boat that it is. But maybe next video we can be in here. Okay, so this is what this video is all about. This is a boat that I ordered, or I asked for them to make me in January. And here it is, start of July. I finally got it. I've had it for a couple of weeks, admittedly, but I haven't opened it yet. It's just such a busy time here. With the might be winter in Australia, but it's summer in America and Europe, and that's where most of our orders go to. So it's hard to sort of do anything this time of year, even though it's something that I really want. Now, this is one of those, if you want it, you need it type things. For me anyway, you don't ask the price. I didn't even know how much it was going to cost until after they shipped it to me. And it's not a cheap boat by any means. I don't think it's something I'll be putting any on the website to try and sell, because you just wouldn't have a chance of selling it. Alright. This is a one-off F1 boat. Cauldwell is what TFL calls this one. They've never made a full carbon fibre one before. So they've made this one for me. I did have a picture of this up on social media a couple of weeks ago of it sitting in the water, but that was AI. I just they sent me some pictures of it on the desk, on the bench, and I just converted it to AI and asked it to put it in the water. But I've actually never had this boat or seen this boat before. Now the delay with this thing has been not because of this. They had that knocked up in 2 weeks for me. It was because of the motor that I wanted on the back. Now TFL do a few different outboards. They do the small one, their small TFL outboard, you know, it's a bit too small for this. They do their large one, which doesn't have an engine cover, and then they do their geared one. The geared ones are good because they can spin forward and backwards, so you can put a pair on there, and they work good. There's just a fair bit of maintenance with those ones. So I've asked them to make me a large one with a cover, but with a 316 cable and a 40mm motor as well. So these are going to go into production, but it's not really, it doesn't really suit this boat because it's too heavy. Wow, that's impressive. Look at that. That is crazy. So this has a 40mm motor in it, and it weighs quite a bit. And they've tested this boat, well, I think they've tested a prototype of this with, you know, a fiberglass one of these, and it didn't really work. It was just too bouncy. And so they tried to talk me out of buying it, and it was like, well, nope. I'm going to try and make it work. I mean, I probably can't. It'll probably be the same for me as it is for them, that they couldn't stop it bouncing. And if I can't sort that out, well, I'll just have to put one of the smaller ones that we do know works on there, like the geared one, and save this for a bigger boat. What do we get inside here? Oh, okay, got to go out that. Right. I've never even had a fiberglass one of these before. Okay, thank you. What have we here? Okay. It's very light, but it's actually quite sturdy, like for the thickness, being it's full carbon fibre. We've got a Hobby Wing 160 amp speed controller. Apparently Sea King don't make the 180s anymore. Who knows why? Battery goes up the front. The problem with the porpoising thing is it's not a boat that you can just add weight to the front, because where are you going to put it? You know? Put a servo in it for me. Look at that. It's fantastic, isn't it? So, I mean, I'll have a play around with it. I've got to get that motor on the back and see what happens. They've asked me to do testing and see if I can get anywhere with it. But as I said, it's probably not going to work. Like if TFL themselves can't get this to work, what chance have I got? I'm just a guy. But that is awesome, isn't it? Like, that looks magnificent. So I'll get that bolted on there, and hopefully sometime next week I can get out to the lake. So we've got the wires going down there, is it? No, just cooling. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I've got the motor mounted on. I've got the 3 wires pushed into that there. This one here, how am I supposed to get that in there? I just can't see how there's any room to get that, to get a water tube in there. There's just, if you can sort of see that, there's just no room to get that in there. I think I'm just going to drill another hole here, and I don't know. Then it's going to ruin my ability to seal that, isn't it? just going to have to do it, and maybe put some silicone around the bottom of it. Just drill a hole right next to it and feed that in. You can see where they've ran these wires from the speed controller to here. They've just got 3 going into there, and they've got a separate one here. I mean, like I said, I've never had a cauldwell before. For the people that have had one, did they make that fit? It's just, even if I was to jam it down there and squeeze it in there, then surely I'm going to be squashing the tube, right? So I think I'm just going to have to do it my own way. I'll just go next to it, try and cover the whole thing with this, and get some silicone around it and try and seal it like that. This, they give you a little plate here, obviously, tape down there, that's good. One thing I probably did, I could have been smarter about this. I should have asked for the lid to not be carbon fibre. She just made me a black lid, because this is going to have to go somewhere outside of that lid. Also, I will not have any signal, so that's a pain. There are instructions here. I didn't even think about that. I can't read the first half for some reason. Please correctly install complete accessories according to the instructions. Okay. What is this then? Check whether the line is clear. Check whether the cooling system is normal. Be sure to add lubricating oil in the rotating parts, including flex shaft. Well, the mystery instructions, I don't know what they're talking about there. Got a Sea King one. Got the radio one. I'll figure it out. Okay, I ended up drilling it in the other side. I would normally use one of those hose covers. You put make the perfect seal around here, but to do that, then I need to, because it's got like a little flange on the outside of it, I'd need to move the hole over a little bit more, and see, we want to try and cover it all with this. I will not do that. I will just be using silicone. I'm still thinking I'm missing something by having to drill this hole, to be quite honest. Make sure we've got no kink there, and I should be able to get that to cover there, and then it's just a join onto here. They don't make you go all the way through there, which is good. Just go underneath here. That actually presses on there quite good. I'm not even going to bother with a cable tie or a clamp or anything. Just make sure we've got no kinks there. The outlet for this is here, so you're not going to be able to see the water coming out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get going fast enough or for long enough to get anything hot anyway. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep this on there anyway. Almost ready for first fire up. I've never seen this controller before. Oh wow! I guess they just lashed out because I told them it was for me. So I guess they've given me the best one that they have access to. FS-GT5. Sounds good. As with any TFL boat, you don't get batteries. Oh boy. You don't get batteries. Oh, I think you do with the little Explorers now, come to think of it. I think you do get the AAA batteries that you need for the controller in those. But we're talking about a real boat here, not a little plastic toy. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, that sounds fancy, doesn't it? It's probably too hard for me to use. I like basic. Okay, battery. Put an adapter on my 5.5mm terminals. Yep, we've got plus, red to red. I actually don't even know what KV motor this is. I'm just putting a 4S battery in it. I'll try and find that out before I take her out. Oh, look at that. Everything seems to work. Of course, the wires are on the back and front. It's supposed to be a 50% chance you'll get the wires right, but it's always about 10% chance I'll get them right. It's unbelievable. Just swap that. Try again. Should blow air now. There we go. I have to crank that up somehow. We even got 4 channels. Wow. This is what I hate about this fancy stuff. Channel 6. Oh, right. It's got 6 channels. Wow. I guess I told them I want the best they've got, so there you go. Maybe I can get some weight on top of the battery or something like that, because picking it up with the 4S battery, it's around about here, the balance point, your CG, whereas anything with air under it, you know, like a cat, worse so with this, with this side of the hull, you actually want it like right up here, the balance point, I think. Like I said, I've never even had I built a Formula 1 hull once from a guy that made the hull, you know, someone had a mold. I bought it off him, put an outboard on it, and it worked great. And I don't know why I sold the stupid thing. It worked perfect. Yeah, I think this one's going to be, with the balance way back there, is going to give me all sorts of problems. Now I can see from the slots here, TFL have got mounted this as high as possible, and that would be to keep it in the water more. You know, the lower you go here, the more of the boat sits out the water, the more unstable it's going to be. And looking at it, I'm actually pretty sure this is the actual boat that they were testing, having the steering was turned down to only 56%. So I'm not going to turn that up anymore. So I think they must have actually used this exact boat when they tested, but that's fine.